What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing great as usual. It's your boy Ace, Carolina Cutlery and Gear. In this video, y'all, we're going to be going over the Spyderco Rheinhold, just giving y'all my thoughts and opinions on this knife here. And if that is something you are into, then stick around for the rest of the video, y'all. Let's go. So, y'all, thanks for tuning back in. If you've seen some of my other videos, I definitely appreciate it, wholeheartedly appreciate it. You know, getting this channel going has always been like a passion and a thing of mine that I've been wanting to do for a while. So if you've watched some of my other videos, I appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, I appreciate that as well. So today, as I said in the beginning of the video, we're going to be going over, can't get that flick, the Spyderco Rheinhold, and just giving y'all my my opinion on this knife. And you know, in this knife world, it is very subjective, of course. But you know, this knife, y'all. Before I get into this knife, what I'm carrying today happens to be, of course, the good old Raptor, off-grid Raptor. Like this thing I cannot stop carrying this thing off the clock, y'all. I love this knife. I absolutely fucking love this knife. Check out the video on this Raptor. You know, check out the video on this Raptor, y'all. I really love this knife, and it has been a fantastic knife. It's razor sharp. Helicopter. If you don't have one of these, go get it now. You're gonna love it. And if you don't love it, send it back. You can buy it off Amazon with that 30-day return, and it is just fucking a great knife, y'all. So I don't want to go too far, you know, down that road of how much I love this knife. It's a love. I have a love for this knife, but yeah, definitely this is what I'm carrying all the time off the clock. I love this knife. I think I've said that 5 million times in this video, so you know it's true. So y'all, this video is about the Spyderco Rheinhold knife here, and this is a small knife. Really, a really cool knife. It is. It's cool. It has its cool factors and its negative factors as well. As you can see, you know, as y'all know, I don't have those big old Wilt Chamberlain hands, Dr. J hands, but the handle is decent. You can get 4 fingers around it. Well, I can, and I can wrap it up nice like that for the slicing capabilities, maybe a little pokey action, whatever. It's got the lock on the back here, the compression lock, flip back down, flip open like that. It's got that spider hole, as we're all known, just to pop open. I'll tell you, y'all, this thing could have been a fucking, this thing could have easily been, you know, maybe an 8 out of 10 all day for a small knife. It actually could have been a 10 out of 10 as well, but this is the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10, okay? And I need to stay focused on the aspects of this knife, but I'm trying to go quick like I'm a car dealer in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? So you can get in and get out and be done and go about your day and watch other knife videos. But if they had a little flipper tab on here, this thing would have been money. But I have to pop it open with my thumb, and here's the fucking problem. If you have larger thumbs, it's really hard to flick out. It really is, and you can't even spider flick it. You can't spider flick it, because if I get back here where I normally would spider flick, look at that. There's not enough, this little curve right here, this little spot on the knife, you can't flick. You can't flick it. You have to flick it with your thumb open like that. But here's the thing, when you flick it open with your thumb, you have to be very, very cautious, because you could, if you don't flick it right, or if you do, it could slip up and your thumb will hit that blade and cut yourself. I have done it multiple fucking times. Let me tell you, this knife out of the box, this fucker is a pocket scalpel. This thing is kosher sharp. If you don't know what it means, let me tell you. Kosher sharp means that if you just put your finger to this motherfucker, it's gonna cut. This thing is very, very, very sharp. Extremely sharp. So kudos on that. I love this design too. This type of blade design is one of my favorites. I love this kind of scimitar, Persian style blade. I love that on this knife. They could have done so much better on this knife, and I'm a huge Spyderco fan. big Spyderco fan. But y'all, you cannot spider flick it out, and if you do, pull it out with the thumb, try to flick it like that, you got to be very cautious because you will cut your finger. If there was a flipper tab, you wouldn't have to worry about that at all. And the other thing, for a small knife like this, I mean, this thing is tiny. This is a tiny knife, very small pocket knife. It doesn't have the deep carry pocket clip on it. It totally should have deep carry pocket clip carry on this knife. I just think it should, because it could just hide away. You could pull it out in the office, open up your boxes, your envelopes, whatever you're doing in the office type work space, and it doesn't look like scary. It just doesn't. It is a good little secondary backup knife, for that type of action. Maybe it's that action. Whatever's clever, but it really needed to have a flipper tab on this, deep carry pocket clip, and maybe a slightly larger handle. Not by much, but just by a little bit. So those bigger handed fellows could, get up on this knife. But y'all, I've rarely carried this. Kate, let me take that back. I've carried this a lot, but I didn't pull it out a lot and use it. I'm here and there I did, just because of those negative factors that I was talking about earlier about this knife. Absolutely beautiful blade shape though, razor sharp. This bad boy's made in Taiwan, our allies, made by custom knife maker Rheinhold there. The steel is CTS XHP steel. And once again, as I've said in some of my other videos, I am not some bladesmith, know every steel type of fellow, but we all know our, the steels that are all out there with the knives, your, S30VN, the 35s, the AUS8s, the steel that Tops uses. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we all know what the fuck I'm talking about, that steel. But I'm not a steel expert. I can Google this just like all of us can, but I can just tell you this fucker is sharp as shit. Sharp as shit. I have used it. It's opened up boxes. It's cut some rope. It's cut some things like that. It has no problem doing those tasks whatsoever. It is a big fucking problem though when you try to flick this knife out. You will cut yourself, guarantee it. If it's not today, it's tomorrow. It will. If you have this knife, you will wind up doing that. Closing it back like that's fine. Flicking it open, if you got to be real cautious about it. If you have this, just do it standard. Open it up like you would standard. This could have been a winner for Spyderco. This really could have been a home run for them. And so, if I'm gonna rate this knife, I'm gonna have to give this knife, y'all, either a 5 or a 6 on my blade scale or knife carry scale, because it just, those things that I've mentioned, just that has to be there for this knife to be a home run and be official. Once again, y'all, let me summarize. Very small knife, good steel. It's that CTS XHP, made in Taiwan, Spyderco. It's the Rheinhold. Very sharp knife, non-flipper, regular, opening, got that spider hole on there. You cannot flick it. Cannot spider flick. You cannot spider flick. You cannot spider flick this knife. Look, if you try to get your finger in there, you cannot. Bummer. Make the handle bigger so we can flick. So, gotta add that in there. I just gotta be absolutely fucking honest when it comes to these knife reviews. I mean, that's what we want, is honesty, and it's just my honest opinion, which is subjective in this knife and gear world. So, y'all, I gotta say, if you're gonna buy this knife, I would say look at other knives on the market that are this size, or have this, if you like this blade shape. There are plenty others on the market that offer this blade style. This is not my favorite knife in my collection. As a matter of fact, if I come across that person that wants to do a fucking trade for this knife for another knife or a pack or whatever, I'll let this go. I will totally let this go. If somebody had like some type of pack or gear trade, I'm all about it. I just don't this just sits in my knife bag. It just sits there. It's just, I don't use it. And it's just not my favorite knife. You can also flick it out like this. You could do that type of motion. So this could have been a home run, y'all. This could have been a home run, but it's not a home run for me. It's got that non-deep carry pocket clip. Fits okay in the pocket. I prefer it to fit deeper in my pocket. Definitely fits okay on the waistband, but it's just not something I carry all the time. And I just tried to make it work, and it just did not work. Kind of like a lot of my relationships in my life. So y'all, once again, my name is Ace with Carolina Cutlery and Gear with the Spyderco Rheinhold here. And y'all, if you like what you're seeing, the content-wise on this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I love gear, I love knives. I'm just giving y'all my honest opinion. And in this knife and gear world, it's all subjective. So I just want to give y'all my 2 cents. And I hope everyone out there has a great day. My opinion on this knife, y'all, just to, once again, kind of give you that real quick summary. This is not my favorite knife in my collection whatsoever. Once again, it's a 5 or a 6, and that's being kind on the scale. So if they could add that flipper tab, deep carry pocket clip, a little bit bigger handle, and maybe have the ability to spider flick, then this would have been a much higher ranking on my scale with this knife. But y'all, once again, my name is Ace with Carolina Cutlery and Gear, and I will see y'all next time in the next review. Don't forget to smile, make somebody else smile too, y'all, and I'll see you next time.